So you join me on my first job of today. So we've got this Audi Q2. This customer's complaining of various warning lights on the dash. Now today we are going to be using this new tool that we've received by TOPDON. So this is the TOPDON X-Link. It is not officially released according to my supplier. So what we're going to do is just show you a quick glimpse of the tool itself. You can see it is brand new. It has not been used yet. I haven't plugged it into anything. So this will be the first vehicle that we'll use it on. It was a very good looking tool. So you can just pull it out there. So that is the tool there. A nice thick case. There we go, the Phoenix X-Link. Size wise, round about the same size as the Phoenix Plus. However, the Phoenix Plus has got a sort of thinner look to it, so it's still got the ruggedness, but it has not got the borders like this Phoenix Link has. So we'll get it plugged into this Audi Q2 and we'll crack on with this job. Now the first thing we need to do when we get into the vehicle is plug in the cable for the diagnostic tool itself. You can see on this Audi, it is just under there. So you can see we've got the scan tool connected up. We'll just turn this off. So that is that off. So we've got the scan tool connected up. It looks very similar to the background of most TOPDON products. What we're going to do is go into Audi. I'm going to click OK. You can see it's connecting the device and it's quickly updating the firmware. Again, I've not used this tool yet, so like I said, there might be some updates that we need to do. So we'll click OK. See, it gives us a battery voltage just at the top there, 11.8. I was actually quite surprised when TOPDON contacted us about this tool. It's obviously very good for the channel to be getting sent equipment like this. So you can see we've got a couple of different options. We've got high-speed scan, which is obviously it's going to do the scan quicker than a normal smart scan would. Got your gateway scan, normal system scan, and we can choose individual control modules to actually communicate. So what we're going to do first off is the high-speed scan. So we'll show you how quick this can scan the vehicle. So we'll just click on high-speed scan. You can see it's going through all those modules a hell of a lot quicker than it normally would on the Phoenix Plus. So pretty impressive with the speed of that. You can obviously go into report also, which is another thing you can do. So we'll just click on report. So we'll just click whatever one's there. You can see that will give us a quick full report of all the errors on the car. So now that we have the fault codes read, we are going to run through the fault codes and see why the ABS warnings are coming up on this dash. So just looking through the actual fault codes on each individual module, we have got vehicle speed sensor invalid data received from ABS control unit. Just basically a whole load of ABS control unit issues. Weirdly enough, we've not got anything in the brake system flagging up any sort of faults. However, if we go into the ABS, go into data stream, and we will tie in with the wheel speeds on the live graphing. So we'll go to left front and right front, and then we'll go to both rears. So the faults that it's referring to is that both front ABS sensors are not getting any data at all. So the chances of two sensors failing at once, pretty unlikely. So I don't know if there's an issue with these modules that go. However, we will need to check that anyway. So we can see here we've connected up to live data on the front left. And if we go further down, left rear as well. So if we go back, we'll just test one of the rear sensors first. You can see that that sensor is reacting to the change in speed. However, if we go to the left front, you can see we are getting no change in speed whatsoever. So we'll need to do a couple of tests. We'll even check the two front speed sensors with the oscilloscope, and we'll take it from there. This is a bit of a strange one, and it's going to get cut short. So I've just done a visual inspection of the near side front. And if you look here, you can see that the ABS sensor is actually cut. I do not understand why or how that's happened, because there's a good bit of cable missing there. So we're going to need to, and it's the same at the other side as well. So if we go to the other side, you can see it's cut there. How very strange. So we don't know what's happened there, but we will need to try and get a repair sort of harness or repair wiring from TPS and see if we can fix this. Obviously on these the wiring loom runs down and then plugs into the sensor, so the sensor's separate. So it's not like other cars where, you know, the actual sensor's part of the wiring loom and then there's a plug further up. This one's just purely a separate sensor and then you've got the wiring harness. So unless the harness has been slightly short and it's just been ready to go, I do not understand why it would be though. So this is a 17 plate car. She's never ever had this issue before, so has someone cut those two front sensors? I don't know. But we're going to get some sort of repair method up anyway, but that'll be another day now. The day is just for diagnosing the vehicle, and we'll update you on what we find for a repair. You join us on our next one, and this one's not really got much involved in it. There's no diagnostic tools. It's just using your eyes and visually inspecting things. So we've got this Hyundai i10 with a indicator fault. Now the indicator stock is unplugged and we have kept it unplugged for a reason. So basically indicators will sometimes flash on the right hand side very fast. Other times it will just not work at all. So obviously you've got your hazards. Hazards work normal. So we can most likely rule out the relay. Well, we already know what's up with this anyway. I don't know why I'm blabbering on. But basically, when I plug the indicator stock back in, you can hear the click. It sometimes works. There we go. So it's working now. Left hand side isn't working. But if you look behind here, don't know if you'll be able to see, but there is smoke coming from that indicator stock. Now I'll remove that indicator stock and I'll show you what I found. So that is what we're smelling right there. That track is completely burned out. And if you flip it over to the other side, you can see the other side's not much better. So luckily enough, the garage have got another indicator stock, so we're going to get that fitted, which is fairly simple. All you need to do is just line up and you'll hear a click, and that is that indicator stock back in. Indicator on the left hand side works, indicator on the right hand side works, and we no longer have any smoke coming from the steering column. So a nice easy one for a change. So let's crack on with the next one. Hopefully it's a bit more interesting. And welcome back to the channel. So today we've got this 2009 Skoda Superb. The customer of this vehicle is complaining of ABS warning lights present on the dash. So we're going to take full advantage of a new tool which has been sent to us by TOPDON. So this is a Phoenix X-Link. This tool can perform high-speed scans in a matter of seconds and is the ideal tool for diagnosing this Skoda Superb. So let's crack on with it. So first thing we're going to do with the TOPDON is do a full system clear. The reason we're doing this is because people have been at this before and they have unplugged sensors. So we've saved a full report anyway. However, we're going to hit clear DTCs and that'll be able to start us from a fresh sort of health scan. I did notice on the ABS side we did have a fault code for the left front and the left rear ABS sensor. Now whether or not either one of them has been unplugged, I definitely know the left front has been unplugged. So we will see what we're left with. So we can see here we are left with left front ABS wheel speed sensor, and that is an electrical fault in the circuit apparently. So we'll click on read DTC. Yep, so there we go, electrical fault in the circuit. And what we'll do is we'll go into read data stream. Now the reason we go into read data stream is we want to compare each side speed. So basically if we graph them, we can confirm if any of the other wheel speeds are shown as faulty as well. However, usually if it comes down to like an ABS ring or something like that that's causing it will read speed, but it will just obviously have dropouts. So the fact that this fault is coming back straight away indicates to me that we've got an electrical issue. So we will just look at the graphing data there and we'll just drive it forward a slight touch, shouldn't need much. So what I'll do is I'll reverse back. So let's make sure nothing's behind me here. So you can see there, hopefully, if I try and centre the steering, so you can see that we've got readings there. Now they're all pretty identical on the front right compared to the rear right and the rear right compared to the rear left. So the only one that we've not got any speed from is the front left. So we're going to crack on with diagnosing that. We should have 12 volts at that sensor. If we have got 12 volts, I believe another sensor has been tried on this. If we have got 12 volts, then we can confirm that the wiring's okay, and it probably will be a sensor. However, pretty sure a sensor has already been attempted, so we'll check the wiring first. So the sensor on this one is rather easily accessed. You can see it definitely looks like it's had a new sensor, but apart from a leaking drive shaft gator, there's nothing obvious that we can see on a visual inspection. So it's time to remove that plug and check the wiring. So we've just hooked up our AES Wave test lead kit. This is going on directly to the plug. So what we can see here we're connected with our two test leads. Now we don't need anything as fancy as that. All you really need is a couple of paper clips. Just push into there. Just make sure you don't splay open the pins too much inside the plug, or else you will cause pin tension or pin grab issues. So we've not got the ignition on right now, but if we turn the ignition on and just walk around the vehicle, you can see we've got just under 3.6 volts. Now let me know in the comments if you know what type of electrical issue we've got here, and I'll tell you now anyway, but this is a resistor fault on this circuit. So we should have close to battery voltage, but we've only got 3.3, 3.4, and it's gradually dropping down. You can see right there. So the next step, if it's accessible, is we will go into the ABS pump just to confirm that the ABS pump is putting out the correct voltage. If we go up to the ABS pump itself and it's only putting out 3.2 volts, then we can confirm that the ABS pump is internally faulty. However, I think we'll have an issue within the actual wiring in this area. Now you can buy kits for these, and that's what I've done on the Audi Q2. Unfortunately, they're not in yet, but they're about £70 a side. And to save you all the grief, if the fault does lie in that sort of harness, you're better off just buying the harness itself and then just getting it soldered in. So let's go up to the ABS pump and we'll check if we've got the correct output there. Now, getting access into this ABS pump, we are going to need to remove the battery. There is no other way of carrying out any further testing without getting to that ABS pump plug. We've already removed the bracket that secures the battery to the actual car. So we just need to lift this battery out. So far we've removed the battery and we've also removed the plug for the ABS pump. What we're going to do is do a continuity test. Now, continuity tests aren't the best sort of test you can do, but you know, because you can get a single strand of wire that will pass a continuity test. But in this case, we are just going to try it. So we are basically back probed, sorry, not back probed, we are pinned into the two top pins there, if I can get my pin back in one-handed. So you can see our two top ones there, just above my thumb. That is our front left wheel speed sensor. So if we go into one of the wires, and we'll just set our meter to continuity. Obviously we've got no continuity on that wire. What we can do is switch it over. I might need to do this off camera. So now that they're switched over, you can see that we have got continuity on that cable. So we'll switch over to the other one. This is obviously a two-wire sensor. So we'll switch over and we will try do this with one hand. See how good we are. So we are now back probed into there, or front probed, I should say. And we have got absolutely nothing. So that can confirm that we have got an open circuit in that ABS loom. And on this particular car, we're not going to mess about looking for the broken wire, because it looks like the broken wire's inside that sort of rubberized protective sleeving. So we're going to get a new harness for that side. Like I say, you can get harnesses that will run from that part of the wheel and they'll stop or join in just about there. So we'll advise the customer that that's what it needs. We don't normally mess about with repairing these anymore, so we just get another harness for it. It's a proper repair. And my mind's totally went blank there what I was going to say. Today is just the diagnosis sort of side of it, and we will get him wrote up for the repairs, and we might even film it on the next video. But anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. So thanks for watching. As always, like, share and subscribe, and let me know what you think of that TOPDON Phoenix X-Link in the videos. If you think it's a good tool, what I'll do is I'll leave the Amazon link for that in the description. If anybody wants to have a look at it, I'll look at the actual capabilities of the tool, which I've not shown yet. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.